such a good start to the game today. How disappointing is it to be out of the FA Cup?
Very disappointing. Not only to be out, also in the manner and the result, the score. So another big disappointment for us.
What in your eyes was missing from a Liverpool perspective today?
Things that have been missing for large parts of the season, converting our chances into goals. That was the thing that was missing in the first half. Because I think it was an equal game up to the moment they scored the penalty. Yeah. And the last time we played here, we conceded just before half-time. And today again, and that was mentally not easy. You try to pick things up at half-time. But 5 or 10 minutes later, again, they scored twice. Yeah, and then what happens afterwards, that, okay, we get a penalty and okay, we got our chances, but that doesn't tell me anything. First 35 minutes were I saw a team that I would like to see, but the 20 minutes afterwards, we have to defend so much better than we were doing today.
How frustrating was the start to the second half? Because as you say, you come out and there's still an opportunity to turn the game around. Conceding that goal so early, was that the real sucker punch?
Yeah. The 2-0 is also not nice just before you go in at half-time, because as you said, we felt, at least what I felt, and I think the players felt the same, that in the first half things were quite equal, and if you then 2-0 down, that's not really helpful for your mood, especially not after the season we've had. And then going out hoping to come back into the game, but immediately then get punished with the 3 and the 4-0. Yeah, that's really hard to take, and the only good thing about that was that we didn't concede more, because being 4-0 down away at the Etihad, the way we played in that moment, you frighten the worst, although it was already worse. But it stayed 4.
On his final Liverpool appearance against Man City, Mo Salah had his penalty saved today. Did that sadly just sum up the day he had?
I wouldn't focus on one player, I would focus on the team, and that probably sums up us today, but maybe also a large part of our season. I think it's the second one he missed, and Dominic Szoboszlai also already missed the penalty. So it's not only that we miss big chances, we this season also have missed a few penalties. But in the first half, I think there was also a very good chance for Mo when we played a fast counter-attack with Georgie. Unfortunately, that ball doesn't go in, and yeah, that's what football is about. You have to score goals if you want to have a chance to win the game.
At what point in the game did you start maybe thinking about your squad and the PSG game that's to come in just a few days' time?
No, for the first thing you think about is if you want to have a good game on Wednesday. A 4-0 loss is already not helpful, but an even bigger loss would be a bigger problem for us to go there. So what I've tried to do is hopefully come back into the game with 4-1, 4-2, but make sure that it stays on 4. And that was the main thing I thought about. Yeah, Joe Gomez, I took him out because usually he's shown in the last, since I'm here, that it's not always easy to play him twice 90 minutes. So if we want to use him on Wednesday, then it's helpful that I took him out today.
The Champions League is now Liverpool's last shot at a trophy this season. Just how big and important is that next challenge ahead?
Very big and very important, because it's not every season that you play a quarter-final of the Champions League. So we're really looking forward to that, playing against a very good side again, like we played today against a very good side. But we're looking forward to that, but that's not the only objective we have. We want to qualify for Champions League next season as well. So there's still, for us, a lot to play for, although in general we feel that we've had a lot of setbacks and disappointments, but that's also part of being a football player, part of being a human being. It cannot always go positive, and you have to be there and stand up when things are not so positive or negative, and that's what it is about now. And then players that have shown so much quality in the past now have a fantastic chance to show that against Paris Saint-Germain as well.
Thank you very much, Arne.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
OK, so the Liverpool starts off with a big loss here at the Etihad. Let's show you the Mo Salah penalty that he was discussing there. Were you confident when Mo Salah stepped up to take this?
I've got to be honest, no. And I think that was not only because of his performance, I think it was just because of the chances he had and he missed. So he's done it a few occasions more where, you do know something might happen in terms of, because he has got the quality to maybe change games, but today it just wasn't happening for me. Obviously missed a couple of chances. He's put the ball down, and you know, for my sins, I'm thinking, you know, I actually thought he was going to miss that. I hate myself for thinking that.
You weren't the only one. Ali McCoist was in commentary saying the same. He didn't think he was confident. Did you, Joe?
He didn't look settled over the ball today, did he, Rob? He didn't look composed. I think that, like we talked about, that Kushinov tackle, he just never made his mind up when to shoot. He kind of had one just before the penalty, which he hit with the outside of his foot. Look, it's important that we mention James Trafford, because in that moment he saved down to his right, and it was a really comfortable save for him today. But you felt like the goalkeeper had the confidence in that situation, and as Robbie said, that's not usually how you feel. When Erling Haaland put the ball down, you knew it was business. Yeah. And then I don't know, he just didn't have the confidence that we usually see from him. And James Trafford absolutely built on his confidence and saved it comfortably. So
PSG on Wednesday. Do you start Salah?
I think so. I mean, one of the options you got, I mean, who comes in? I mean, that's the problem that you have for Liverpool. So you come in, you want a little bit of experience, you want someone who's been in that stage, is because it's a massive game. I know Arne Slot mentioned there about, you know, the next game's always the important, but you're in a quarter-final to the Champions League. I'm sure, of course, you'll have, you know, players who'll want to come in and do a good job, but Mo Salah's Mo Salah. You know, he can, as much as he's not at the best game today, he's not at the greatest season, but he can be a difference. So I think you've got to start him, because I don't think anyone can come in instead of him. And against a team like PSG, and it's away from home as well for them, the first leg, you need that leadership. At least you need that spark, even if today was a bad performance. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking there. And of course, you've got to start Mo Salah, but that's where Arne Slot's got a really important job as the manager, as the coach, as the leader. You've got to get around your players, realise the ones that need some love, get a grip of the people who need a little bit of a rocket. And that's what's the important thing for Liverpool right now. You can't just whimper out of this season. You've got to step up. Huge opportunity. I know they've got the quality. It's whether they want it. They've got to show the passion and the fight. He was just saying there as well, look, we've got this in the Champions League coming up, but we've still got the chance to get in the top 5 positions in the Premier League and secure Champions League football for next season. They're a point ahead of Chelsea at the moment in 5th. Are you confident they can do that? Not at the minute, no, because, I mean, I think the Galatasaray result sort of papered over a few, you know, problems or cracks, if you like, that Liverpool have had this season. They haven't been great. I don't think other than the 35 minutes here, he played well, but then you see the team that we've probably seen all season. Liverpool go on 4-0 Galatasaray. It looks great on paper, but it wasn't a great performance. They obviously drew with Tottenham, so I think there's a few problems within the team at the minute.
Or just how good was that City performance today?
Yeah, amazing. Honestly, first half we struggled a bit, but then after around 30 minutes, we kept going, and in the end, it's an amazing game. Home, another Wembley trip for us is amazing and important. So yeah, amazing.
Is that one of the best City performances of the season in your eyes?
Yeah, I think so. Between 30 minutes and 60, I think that's one of the better ones. Yeah.
It's your 12th hat-trick for Manchester City. You scored a lot of goals for this club, but you've got a standing ovation. You've taken in the applause around the stadium here today. What does it mean to walk away with another match ball?
Of course, it's been some time since I've done it now for City, so I think it's about time that I did it again. So yeah, another hat-trick is always nice and special, so I'm super happy.
Yeah, you have scored a lot of goals this season, but I know you're your own worst critic. How have you viewed your season as a whole?
I think it's been a bit too much up and down, which is not good enough. Again, I cannot keep on thinking about what I could have done differently or what didn't happen or what happened. I have to think about the next game, and the reality is now it's for us it's a long week now because we're not in the Champions League, which is not good enough. But again, we won today, and now we have to start focusing on Chelsea because it's a massive game again.
It's hard to pick out one of the goals, but just on the second one, I know you've been crying out for crosses this season. That ball from Antoine Semenyo, that the type of cross you want?
Of course. I will tell him to keep doing this a lot now because it worked out well. So yeah, I mean, we work in training. Antoine is new, so it takes a bit of time, you know, with new players and all of this. And Antoine is outstanding. Nico outstanding again. Today he gave me a tap in and he makes a penalty. So I mean, I'm just super happy to be here.
And just finally, you've just won the Carabao Cup at Wembley. How much belief is there in that dressing room that you can go on and win the FA Cup now too?
I mean, since I came to this club, I won it. I've been in a few finals. I'm not sure. I've been in one final. So now we're back at Wembley, and it's about trying to do our best, because this club, we have to win trophies and we have to perform at the best and biggest stage.
Well done today, Erling. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Getting to the finals and how much that means to him. But from an individual point of view, he's talking about his season being up and down. Ali and Fletch were talking in the commentary about him getting 30-odd goals now. I mean, that's astonishing, 30-odd goals now. And he's still talking about, could do better. I mean, it just shows you the measure of the man. And a lot of footballers now are perfectionists without really being the perfect players. He can be the perfect striker, talking about, I can do better after scoring 30-odd goals, and he wants to do better, which I love.
Why is it? I mean, City on a whole, not just Erling Haaland, have had an up and down season. It's not been consistent all over the board, has it?
No, it hasn't. It's been clunky. There's been moments where they've looked like they've got going. They really have. They've put on a title charge, and then they've had a few indifferent results. I think that was always going to happen this season. Off the back of last season, it was difficult. They were flying up until that moment. But at the business end, this is the business end, and he talked about Manchester City expecting trophies. They're starting to come good, and they can put on a real load of pressure going into the end of it.
Jules was just saying there, like, some of the service he got today was exceptional. There were players all over the pitch who had just brilliant games. Trafford as well, with a penalty save and a clean sheet. How impressed were you with his performance?
Yeah, again, what I love about his performances is that when he gets his chance to play, he doesn't go out looking for the ball. He's a goalkeeper that stays in his goals, makes good decisions. When he's asked to make big saves, he makes them. And other than that, you don't notice them. And that's not easy, because obviously he'll want to put himself out there. He knows he's got a potential England role in the summer, but he doesn't. He just waits for the ball to come to him. He's a great example to any young goalkeeper out there.
For Arne Slot, another game which will, of course, invite a lot of criticism. Mm-hmm. How do you think he managed this game?
How did he manage this game?
Yeah, in your opinion, the changes that he made, the tactics?
I mean, some of the changes, yes, I think were probably needed. Some of them are probably thinking, I mean, Gomez for Frimpong, for me, that probably wasn't the right decision. But ultimately, he needed to do something to try and get back into the game, to try and maybe change the confidence of the team, because I've never seen a Liverpool team so devoid of confidence after starting a game so well. They started a game so well, then all of a sudden, the confidence has just gone. Case in point, Mo Salah had a few chances. Ekitike look a little bit slow, look a little bit laboured. Mo's chances, absolutely. Oh God, I didn't even mention that. But that's a team that is devoid of confidence. Now, it's up to the manager to go in there and try and get these players, because keep them up, give them a little bit of a lift, because they've got a massive game Wednesday. Now that is the conversation. Now, if they played the way they did in the second half there, then there's only going to be one winners.
How do you think that's going to go? Because like he was saying, Robbie was saying, the confidence is not in this side, and now they have to go to Paris and play PSG away from home.
I'm going to have to go old school, Robbie. I think it's about the characters in the dressing room. It's about getting in amongst each other and saying, look, we're not licking our wounds. We can't feel sorry for ourselves. We're a Liverpool Football Club. We're off the back of a Premier League win last season. We're in the Champions League, one of the only English teams still in this competition. They've got to play with their chest out. They've really got to question each other and put some pressure on each other as professionals.
But the modern game doesn't really dictate that, though, Joe. That's what I'm saying in terms of the manager needs to come in and try and get the players to be better versions of what they're showing. And we know they are better versions. We know that. Joe's spot on in terms of when you go onto that pitch, you've got to sort of try and fend for yourself. And if someone's having a bit of a difficult time, you need leaders out there to try and drag people through the tough times. That's probably what we're not seeing with this Liverpool team. But you still got to get that from the manager.
Can I ask, with knowing as well that Mo Salah's leaving at the end of the season, the question is whether or not that could have a galvanising effect, because perhaps the players are playing for something, or could it have a corrosive effect where it's kind of sucked some energy out of the side?
Well, it was difficult watching him today, actually.
Yeah.
We're so used to him being such a confident player, and I think that first opportunity that he had that Kushinov managed to fall over, get back up and tackle him was a real telltale in how Mo Salah was going to play today. He struggled and he looked really low on confidence. We saw him walk in at half-time. He was devastated, absolutely devastated. But he's a senior player. he's a big player for Liverpool, and obviously it'll be difficult, and that last game of the season, whenever it is he waves goodbye, will be emotional. But right now he's got to put it all out on the pitch and score goals for his team.
In most areas of the pitch today, we're going to show you exactly how it happened and get into the analysis, really, because after Erling Haaland, well, we'll take you back to the incident, actually, because earlier on, we thought that City might be awarded a penalty. They weren't given that one, but then eventually they did get their penalty. Let's show you the incident, exactly what happened, and you can talk us through it, Joe.
Yeah, it was really sharp work. They were starting to build pressure at this time. And Nico O'Reilly, who's playing left-back, started this game, but he was drifting into those positions. Just showed why he is a number 10 at heart, with beautiful body language, receives it on the half-turn, really smart. And Van Dijk didn't like the decision, but it's a stonewall penalty. Catches him just as he makes this little turn here, protects the ball with his body. Really smart bit of play.
I cannot add nothing to that. I think, he's a brilliant player. We know that. Good little stumble by, obviously, Erling Haaland. He puts it away. Not got good form against this keeper, but shows you the confidence of this man. He wants to step up and put that away. But Nico O'Reilly is brilliant for the penalty. The half turn is the one that does puts Van Dijk in all sorts of trouble.
Erling Haaland actually had a penalty against Mamardashvili earlier on in the season. This was in the Premier League. He missed that penalty, so he obviously learnt this time, didn't he, Joe? Yeah,
you see the stutter there that he used. It was just to knock the timing of the goalkeeper. He's obviously learnt from that mistake, if you like. It's a good save by Mamardashvili. But Haaland was so confident. It was actually the polar opposite of what Mo Salah looked like when he stood over his penalty.
Robbie, the threat on the wings was always there from Manchester City, and that second goal was a brilliant build-up for them to lead to Haaland's second.
Yeah, look, City going forward, they have got the players, got the capabilities of causing teams all sorts of problems. The movement is brilliant. They're getting overloads on the outside. Creating. Cherky with that little two-touch over there. But the ball is brilliant into the box. But what I love about this is the movement from Erling Haaland. He is your obviously typical number 9 striker. Wants to put defenders on, knowing that he's there. He takes them away. When he's sort of going away, the defender thinks he's going to get straight to the ball, but he has the power and the speed to get there before the defender and sticks a great header into the back of the net.
Joe, that was just before half time, and it really sort of sucked any momentum that Liverpool were hoping to build back up completely away from them.
Yeah, it was a real hammer blow, and if you listen to the boys in comms, as I say, the first 35 minutes were very competitive. It was a good game, but once City started to build, Liverpool shrunk and City just got bigger, and that was such a good goal, such an important goal. And we were talking to him afterwards about the service that he wants. City haven't been doing that recently. It was a brilliant ball and a great header.
Should we see Ryan Cherky's goal, because that was pretty special as well? Do I ask you to talk through it?
For the
yeah. Obviously disappointing for you guys, but it was a wonderful goal.
I know. This is City in abundance. I think that the fact that he picks up the ball in a position where Liverpool should be having players there, that's one of Liverpool's problems. You look at this now, Cherky, if you've got maybe an older midfielder, he doesn't get the time, doesn't get the space. You look at the free midfielders, you can throw a little blanket over them too, so they're all pretty close. But the ball, obviously, to Semenyo is outstanding. The run is outstanding. And obviously the goal to sort of chip it over the keeper as he's coming out. Again, we talked before about the confidence of where they are compared to where Liverpool. You can't score goals like that if you haven't got the confidence. And it was a great finish, but it was coming. The more City sort of had this dominant force in the game, the more you felt they were going to score more goals.
I think we'll show you the last goal in a few seconds' time, but we're going to hopefully, in a few minutes, there he is, speak to Mark Gahey, because from the City's perspective today, a clean sheet, an excellent win. And this man here, who's had a fair few battles with Liverpool so far this season. Hello, Mark. Great to see you. I'm really well, thank you very much. Thanks for coming to join us.
Hey, Mark.
Thank you.
Mark, we were just saying there, congratulations, by the way. What a brilliant all-round performance from your team. A clean sheet for you, a semi-final spot as well. Just sum up that win and how much it means to you in the club.
It was a good win. The manager always says it's important to arrive at the right time. I think at the end of the season, it's big games, it's big moments, so it's important to arrive. And I think, against a really good Liverpool side, we did that today.
To begin with, we were saying Liverpool were very much in this game and had some good chances, which you guys controlled. But obviously as well, Mo Salah with an opportunity that he will really rue the day he missed that. But then you guys almost kicked into gear. Just tell us a little bit about that mentality and what happened in this game.
Yeah, it's not easy. You come up against top players, against a top team, and you're going to have to suffer at times. And it's important that you stick together in those moments. For them, not to create a chance is almost impossible. Do you know what I mean? With the quality that they have. But like I said, when you suffer together, when you go through the game, enjoying those moments and sticking together, then you can grow into the game. And I think we did that today.
Mark, do you think that's really building with this team? Obviously, we saw it in the final, which you weren't able to take part in. But today, as we talk about those 35 minutes, to be a top team, you've got to suffer. But you must have so much belief at the top end of the field. It must be great to see Erling scoring the goals that he did today.
Yeah, super happy for him. He's worked his hardest for the team, even though he went for a period where he wasn't scoring that many goals. So super happy for him. But like you said, it's so important as a fight because we have the quality up front, all around the pitch, to be honest. So when you're in the game and you stay in the game, you're making blocks and people are helping each other. We've got a chance to win a game up front.
Mark, you just take it to the start of the game. So for 35 minutes, Liverpool were in the game. Was you a little bit taken aback that Liverpool never really had that number 9 playing against you? You obviously yourself and your obviously defensive partnership. You've got Ekitike on the left-hand side. You've got Mo Salah on the other. But Verts kept dropping deep. But you didn't really have anyone. Was that something that you had planned for? Or did...
Yeah, I mean, we were aware that they could do that. They did that in the last couple of games. As a defender, it's hard those moments because, players are trying to pull you out of position to create that space in behind. So you have to be wary, you have to communicate a lot. I think for the most part we did well. But, it's not easy against these players.
Mark, you've played Liverpool with 2 different teams 5 times this season, and you've won all of them. 3 wins with Palace and 2 wins with Manchester City. In the Community Shield, Premier League, League Cup, and FA Cup, there's just such a massive spread. But there's something about you that you just seem to beat them every time.
It's not me. It's not me. I'm just...
It might be you.
I don't think
It's a lottery.
It's just a coincidence, to be honest.
But it must also be quite bizarre for you because with Crystal Palace you were knocked out the FA Cup, and now with Manchester City you're into the semi-finals. I mean, it's part of football, but what a crazy season for you.
Yeah, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of crazy moments. But you have to enjoy it. It's not a long career, so you have to make the most of these moments, and that's what I'm trying to do.
And are you enjoying it? What's it like here at Manchester City?
It's hard to put into words. It's relentless. It's exciting. It's everything that I wanted to be able to play at this level, to challenge for trophies, but just learning a lot, being able to make mistakes, come out again and learn again. It's something that I want to do, and I've been given the opportunity to do that here with a fantastic football club, amazing players, amazing manager, and the fans have been great as well. So,
what's he like, Pep Guardiola, as a manager?
He's exactly how you see him. How he comes across on TV, in interviews, that's exactly how he is. He just loves football, loves his players, and just wants to win.
Yeah.
Mark, can I just ask you that question? You just mentioned it yourself there in terms of you're here to obviously make mistakes, and does the manager allow you to make mistakes? What is his conversation to you when you do make a mistake?
As long as you're doing the right things, as long as it's with the right intention, and you're trying to do the right things for the team, for yourself, then I say it's okay. It sounds crazy, but as a player you have to make mistakes. Otherwise you're not really trying. Otherwise you're not really going for it or risking things. So as long as you're learning and improving and it's not happening on a daily basis, then it's okay.
Mark, we'll let go, but thank you. It was a real pleasure to speak to you.
Thank you so much.
And congratulations on a brilliant win for you and your side and a semi-final spot for Manchester City. Congratulations. We'll see you soon. Mark Gahey there. An excellent interview. I just love the idea of what players experience when they go in and they meet a manager like Pep Guardiola, and then he becomes your coach, and you've had your dealings with him, and I love that he's exactly what you expect from what you see on the pitch, off the pitch, in the interviews. He is an intense man, isn't he? An intense manager. For a new player coming into this setup, is it hard to settle in, Joe, and just get your feet under the carpet?
I think it under the carpet. It can be, of course it can be, and we've seen people struggle, and that's why I think it was such brilliant business in the transfer window. They took 2 people who knew the Premier League, that were doing well in the Premier League, Antoine Semenyo and Mark Gahey. But he has been excellent. Absolutely brilliant to step into a Manchester City team. He's their number 1 centre-back now, and that's a massive statement. And he's just kept progressing. And what a lovely guy as well. I've never met him, never worked with him. But you can see he wants to get better. You can see he wants to drink it all in, work on himself professionally and personally. Yeah. What a top player.
Absolutely. Joe, we want to talk through 4-0. This was the final goal of the game and an Erling Haaland goal. You were very appreciative of Erling Haaland's movement in this one.
Well, Robbie talked us through his movement for his second goal, and he's an excellent player. And City were purring at this point. Their timing was on point. They were making brilliant runs. They were just holding themselves on side. O'Reilly again playing at left back, brilliant movement, great awareness. But we're going to highlight it now, just as he arrives into the box. Bear in mind who he's up against. Erling Haaland is up against Virgil van Dijk, who's seen it all. That little stutter there, just loses his balance. O'Reilly's awareness, grabs himself a yard. Superb finish.
Laura, can I tell you like another aspect from a defensive point of this? So you know you have the tough times. You need, I mentioned before about leaders. Just look at the reaction from Konate. That's like a defeatist attitude. Someone who's sort of give in, and you watch it from. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a great finish. The movement's great. It's a good goal by City, but I actually want a little bit more from my team defensively. I think Konate just gives in, and I've seen it